Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Rain Run. Today it's a little bit of a late midweek magic. It's Khans of Tarkir Constructed. There was someone who was asking why is it not an all access event. Of course it's not an all access event. It's designed to get you to craft as many cards from Khans of Tarkir as possible. Most people are probably not going to do that. They're probably just going to craft the fetch lands if they're into timeless. A bunch of cards are already here courtesy of one of the Explorer anthologies. One of them that we got pretty nicely is Siege Rhino. So we're going to be playing around that one. And the meta is pretty much Warriors. Everyone is pretty much playing white-black. It makes sense. It's the cheapest one to build around. Most of the key cards are common, uncommon. So you're going to be seeing a lot of it. It's also quite aggro to begin with. So we need to maintain that early pace. I originally considered adding something like Death Frenzy just as a way to give us outs for it, but at 5 mana, there's a chance that we probably would not make it to this point. There is no real ramp to speak of in this format, so we kind of have to keep toe-to-toe so until we can hit our big drops. So pretty much our early drops are going to be Einok Bonkin. If we can drop a +1/+1 counter, it should be able to hold back in defense pretty well. Some Seekers of the Way, some Mardu Skull Hunters if we're the ones on aggro. Mardu Horde Chief if we're able to do likewise. We have to add a few early debilitating injuries as a concession to the fact that we're dealing with early 2 drops for the most part. We also add a few feats of resistance because removal's pretty predictable. The removal's going to be mostly suspension fields and murderous cuts. That said, so our special sauce for the most part is our 4 copies of Siege Rhino. If we can land this early, this is pretty much a good big removal target. But otherwise, it's pretty much distract them with this. Try to go around white. We're also running a few copies of Absent Charm, mostly for the XL target creature, but the other 2 modes are pretty relevant here. We're also running a single copy of Erase. Aside from Suspension Field, we're seeing a lot of warrior-centric enchantments. I think the most common one is Raider Spoils. This one is pretty nasty. So because it refills the hand pretty much in the warrior deck. So we have to run a few of these just to get that one out of the way. Mana base, mostly Sandsep Citadels, a few of the life gain lands. Again, yeah, it is supposedly very slow, which makes the warrior the meta is supposedly very slow. It makes the warrior format all the more pretty enticing. You could say this is the mono white life gain of arena beginners, so to speak. So I need one more land start. So like I could start with this one, but if I don't hit another land, it's very awkward. We are running a base 24 lands and a good number of them are tapped. We're gonna take a mulligan here. Okay, this one is better-ish. I can bin the Erase. So we probably will go Horde Chief into Horde Chief. We're probably on the lookout for a red black source if we can, so we can hit our Siege Rhino. There we go. There's our black source. So we might just go Horde Chief into Horde Chief. Our opponent running Nomad Outpost. So this one's the Mardu vert. Well, it's honestly just white-black. So whatever warriors are run is kind of not so relevant. So we'll see what our opponent does here. Most likely they're keeping a spell to buff this one, hit us for 3. We'll probably hit back for 2. Chief of the Edge. I am going to take this. There is a chance they're running Defiant Strike, but in this case they did not. So slow wait. Yeah, Seeker of the Way up. Chief. I haven't seen that many Chief of the Scales, but I'm pretty. Yeah, well, there we go. So pretty much the incentive to. Yeah, we'll take. Into a Skull Hunter. We'll probably just discard our Blossoming Sands here. There's a Herald, which I guess we could use later. We'll drop the Siege Rhino first. This should force out the removal spell for the most part. At least it gives us a bit of a plan. Like, if our opponent just goes, just going for Rush of Battle. So we definitely want to take out Chief of the Scale here. That drops us down to a 5-3. So like I could double block this one. No, I don't need to double block like that. I just need to deal, oh no, I need to deal 4 damage. Then, yeah, we're just taking 10 here. Yeah, I guess that's it. Now let's see if our opponent has another rush. Yeah, the Rush of Battle is the other key sorcery here. Probably an incentive to go Jeskai for counters, but as you can see, we forced our opponent to empty their hand and not even attack. So good job us, I guess. We're definitely not attacking at this point here. We're kind of hoping to hit one of our removal spells. Mardu Hate Blade. Yeah, this one is usually common just to get the early start, but okay, there's our Murderous Cut. Yeah, that one was very weird. I think our... Oh, they're just going for the Horde Chief play? Okay, that makes sense. I guess we can... No, we'll save it. Like, I could also go wide with Herald. Yeah, we definitely can. We have enough cards to... I can swing with Seeker. It prompts a cheap block, and I can Murderous Cut one of their key cards here. Yeah, I might as well do it. It's... So, yeah, basically trading it for one of their Horde Chiefs. Not so great, but we will be able to... The opponent definitely has a tell of some sort, so... Mardu Charm, okay, takes out Herald. That's neat. No, yeah, they were hoping to take out our Siege Rhino. That did not happen. We are still quite in the defensive, though. Honestly, a lot of lifelink, all things considered. Another Chief of the Edge. Still not getting past our Rhino, and now we can. And now our plan is to buy some. Hopefully, we can. If we can hit our Absent Charm, that would drop a lot of counters. Yeah, Raider Spoils is also another nasty one. I guess this one is worth giving up our Siege Rhino for. Because that will reduce this down a bit, though they will end up drawing a card in the process. Quite nasty. Yeah. I kind of have to block here. Unfortunately, I can't give them any more cards. But we are gonna lose. We are gonna lose this one if we can't find an out. I would not be surprised if yeah, if our opponent's deck also just dumped a lot of Yeah, they probably also dumped a lot of lands just to make it work. I guess it's doable. In a sense, I kind of wish that best of one does not bother, does not do hand smoothing anymore. At least really punish the people who are trying to take advantage of it. Force people to play 24 lands if they want to make it work. Though it, if they don't get the hand they want to, that's on them. Okay, this one is much more keepable. Turn 1 into turn 2 Bonkin into turn 3 Horde Chief. Definitely keeping this. And you also got... opponent landing a Monastery Swift Spear, which is also very valid. I don't know how mono white fares here. But the fact that we're able to hit our colors just right is kind of important. Into another Swift Spear. Now so Feat of Resistance is now an option. We're definitely still going to be taking damage here. We ideally want to be able to... Okay, opponent is just hanging back. They might be missing a land drop for all I know. Oh, there's our blocker strat. We'll just take the one. Let's see what the response is now. I think they've just been waiting for blocks. Ooh, right down. That's a bit nasty. So we'll just go Siege Rhino here. Let's gain some of that life back. So right down being a trick here is something for us to consider. It's a way to take out our rhinos. We might be better off just not. Never mind, opponent concedes. They probably wanted to save the ride down for the Siege Rhino if they knew that was coming up. Our next turn would have been... let's see. Our next turn probably would have been Absent Charm or Feat of Resistance at that point. So there we go. That is... yeah, red-white is also the other aggressive color, but I think our opponent just kind of stumbled in their opening hand. They had a very, very decent one. But yeah, we're going to be seeing the Warriors more often than not. And just saying that makes me kind of vomit a little bit in my mouth. Yeah, unfortunately the mass wipes are very expensive. I guess Barrage of Boulders is another option. It's just 1 damage, but there are a lot of X1s. Okay, we're keeping this mostly off the back of turn 2 Skull Hunter giving us some aggro. One has a Mardu Hate Blade, sure. I might just discard the Suspension Field in this case. If I know we're up against Warriors, they have a few natural tree toughness, but most of the time it's off the back of other effects. Yeah, turn 1 Mardu Hate Blade is going to be the most hateful thing we're going to see. Well, that one not so much. Turn 2 Chief dead. So, yeah. Also, that does get us 1 card in the yard for Murderous Cut, so not too bad. Another Mardu Hate Blade. It does make our Feat of Resistance quite interesting here. Let's see. Yep, they head for Skull Hunter. Making us discard the card actually helps us here. We do get to drop a Suspension Field. Now just missing green for Siege Rhino. We can also cast Murderous Cut if we have to. I think our opponent's gonna hold back for the eventual turn for rush. Which gives us multiple options, like we can rush of battle, so we can either murderous cut one of their creatures or probably just feat of resistance. So that mitigates the damage a bit, and we now see where our opponent's follow-up is. Chief of the Scale for defense. Opponent is going to go for Murderous Cut. We will likewise also go for a Murderous Cut as well. Reduce the damage a bit. Also, now that our opponent used up their cut, so we should be fine to drop Siege Rhino. Let's see if they can live off the... Now, the Mardu Hate Blade is still a problem. As is whatever card they top decked. We'll definitely suspend their Chief to Scale, whatever. Now, they already got their raid trigger, so it doesn't matter if I... So if that's a hate... Feat of Resistance. Yeah, that was very unnecessary. In fact, what I could do is now because there's a counter there, I can just suspend their Hate Blade instead. And and with that, that'll force them to have an actual removal and not just and they can't just bump up against us anymore. It does make Chief of the Scale annoying, but we're the ones with the Rhino. Now, they might have another Feat of Resistance, but that will only be enough to take out the Horde Chief, if ever. So I'm actually okay with the block. Feat of Resistance, as predicted. I am okay with that because, yeah, it doesn't take out the small token, and we can just drop another Siege Rhino. Yeah, there was a time that the 6-point life swing -3 your opponent +3 to you. This was actually the scariest thing to face in Constructed. Probably still is. So as you can see, if you can weather the early storm of, if you can weather the early storm of Mardu, you should be fine. And Mardu, that opponent wasn't playing Mardu. It's just honestly just warriors. If you can weather the early storm, you should be gold. But otherwise, I'm not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Let's play one more game and let's see if we're gonna get crushed by warriors again or something. So all ETB tap lands, but we do have our turn 4 Rhino on standby. This could also be just. This is also another caveat of playing the extra color. The Spies, we probably lose Siege Rhino. We might also lose Seeker of the Way, which signals a more aggro start to our opponent. So I knock Bonkin. I will still play Horde Chief. If our opponent is on Mardu something. Chief of the Scales, still Warriors. So we got our double Rhino. Now we could now depending on our opponent drops, like we could use extra cards, so I'm willing to draw the two. Let's see what our opponent's follow-up is. It'll just be simple. Oh, just War Name Aspire. I guess we will just draw. Oh wait, we can exile that. There's also the argument for, yeah, we'll let that resolve. We exile the Bondkin because the first strike is going to be super annoying. Okay, then there's an erase for good. And now we can start dropping Rhinos. When it got stuck there, so I am gonna swing here. Opponent might just have a Murderous Cut, in which case I just drop another Rhino. Opponent is going for the Mass Block. They might also have a Feat of Resistance, which does make it semi-annoying. Oh no, they don't. Oh, they could still have the feat. Oh no, they really did not. Oh my, were they stuck? Okay, they might have been stuck, but what 5-mana spell could they have been hoping for? Never mind, opponent conceded. Looks like we did get there. I was already thinking what possible rares could we be concerned with. Butcher of the Horde is one, but so we definitely would have wanted more removal along the lines. But with the removal of Block Construct, yeah, so the removal of Block Constructed is not that much, so you do have to play very judiciously. But again, I wish the best of luck to you guys as you go up against these warrior decks. That's gonna be for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.